Boxing Voice here with undefeated prospect Joseph Mongoose Rodriguez, 11-0. You got one draw on your last fight, man. I want to go back on that night a little bit because, I had you winning clearly, as did most ringside riders. So going back to that fight, does that disappoint you, and does that kind of motivate you for this camp, or is it still playing in your head?
Both. It's very disappointing, but it's also encouraging. Like I said, well, how you said, it is encouraging for me. When you feel like you lost, you didn't give the best effort, the best fight that you wanted to give. So you just gotta look back to your training camp and go over a couple of things. And I'm gonna come back stronger for this fight. I feel great. It was a big step up fight for me, but I also learned from it.
Well, I mean, I guess that's what counts in the end, right? But and with this next opponent, he's kind of a tricky guy the same way, and a different style, but they both have unorthodox styles. You don't know much about him, so going in this blind, how do you prepare like that?
My dad, I just listen to everything he has to say. Be smart, move your head, be a technician, throw the right shots, and like I said, I just listen to my dad. Everything that he says, I go through it in the gym, as far as in the fight. I just listen to him, everything that he says, and I'm gonna do good. Just listen to him.
And 2015 was kind of a slow year. You had a couple of fights, and do you feel that affected your ring performances?
Yes. Obviously, every fighter gets a little ring rust. I might have hit that. I felt a little bit that ring rust. I'm a fighter, and I love what I do. I get paid to do it. I love this job. I love to fight, so it's very disappointing, as a fighter for me, not to fight, because I love this. I just want to get in the ring and fight, man. This is what I do.
And so this year is a little bit different. Now that you've already had 3 fights and now you're going into this one, do you feel this is going to prepare you for the possibilities, not looking past your opponent, but the possibilities, because there is a lot of dates swirling around in the near future?
Oh yeah, this is a big door opening. This dude, no pushover. He's a tough dude, and that's what we want. Start testing my talent, see where it take me, and I believe it'll take me high places. These fights are just test out fights. Like I said, this guy's a tough dude. He's gonna come out here try to beat me, and that's what we want. To give the crowd a good show. And I believe like this fight is a good step up, and I believe I'm gonna win.
All right, one thing that, like, when Oscar De La Hoya saw you fight, he liked your unique style because you're a stylist. You're real elusive in the ring. Do you feel you're a big threat to fighters in this area? Because typically what we're used to seeing coming out of Texas and out of Hispanic fighters in general is brawlers, and where you bring that type of defense where you can't hit what you can't see.
Yeah, man. This ain't fighting. This is boxing. So I'm taught to move my head, give the angles. Hit and not get hit. Obviously that's boxing. Like I said, it's not fighting. I train to be a boxer, and this is what we do.
Oh, you're still a young man, but now that you're going into 2016, how different does your body feel now that it's in 2015 is behind you, and now you're developing and kind of marching forward? What do you think this year is different from last year, and as far as your progress as a young fighter?
Matureness. Not just in the sport of boxing, but outside as a man. Growing up. Young man, I feel like I've grown up, and my body too. The matureness of my body. I feel like I'm growing up as a young man, and I'm getting ready for those next stepping stones to become a world champion. I believe it, and I see it coming. That's what we're working on. Little things like that.
Gillum, he has size, but you're not. You're accustomed to fighting bigger guys. So, do you think your power is going to start to fill in now that you're maturing again and you're fighting these bigger guys, and you've shown that you can take their shots and come back and dominate using your elusiveness and your boxing skills?
Oh yes, definitely. I feel like it's going to help. I feel like my power, everything's starting to settle in. My body, like I said, matureness is starting to settle in. It's going to play a big part. Like they say that you start getting your man body around 27, 28, and that's when you start hitting that peakness. And I can't wait to hit that, I've been fighting a lot of grown men, and, they already hit that man body. And, like I said, it's going to come within time, and it's going to work. It's happening right now. I feel like it's going to play a big part.
All right, speaking with your father and trainer, he reflected back on how y'all would prepare with the diets and such. But now I guess y'all got some experts coming in. And do you feel it? Do you feel the difference with as far as having somebody who specializes in nutrition in the fight, seeing that's the fuel and that's the weight cutting and the power, size, everything that goes into preparation?
Oh, definitely. It's good not just for the wellness of your body for the fight, but the future, you know, outside of boxing when you're done. So I've been getting a lot of specialists to help me, not just to take care of my body as a boxer, but, you know, wellness in life. So it's hitting a lot of nutritious where your body just feels good, you know, eating right, waking up early, just doing the right things, and it's helping. You know, I feel like it plays a big part in, not just in boxing, but outside of life. You know, it plays a big part. The way you act, the way you talk to people, and I feel being with a nutritionist or a specialist, it's the big key, and, you know, into professional, not just in boxing. You know, it helps a lot.
All right, you've built a pretty good name for yourself down here, and you know this isn't a nationally televised event, but this is, you know, a local one with a lot of talent as far as the San Antonio area. What do you think you can present as far as your name and as far as your talent when it comes to Texas boxing? Now that, you know, you're gonna have a lot of eyes and ears, you're gonna see a lot more boxing coming in around this area in 2016, going into 2017.
You know, all that is just the outside view. You know, I'm a fighter. You know, this is what I was just born to do. I let all that fame or whatever comes with it, let people think how they want to think about me. You know, this is what I was born to do. I'm just a fighter. You see me and you love the way I train. You see the way I fight, you love it. That's what I want. You know, I'm happy to bring joy to the kids or to anybody. I love that, and I want that. I don't want to just be a world champion. I want to be a people champion. You know, give back to my community and be there for people just how they were there for me. You know, I want to give back.
All right, you got a poker face, man. I know you're cool and collected, but 21st, man, what are we gonna see from you out of you know, out of this opponent you don't know nothing about? But I know you're gonna be prepared. What are we gonna see out of you?
Yeah, like I'm prepared. I'm ready to go. I'm always ready. For this fight, we're working on power. We're looking for the knockout. Obviously, we're not gonna go out there, you know, trying to knock him out. You know, I want to be smart. Because when you do that, you make a lot of mistakes, and you start to make stupid mistakes where you're like, damn, man, I should have never done that. And then you go back to tape. So we want to, right there from the get-go, not make those mistakes and just be smart. You know, be smart. That's pretty much the bottom line. Just be smart about it in there. Have that power. It's 8 rounds, so I believe he believes he's gonna try to wear me down, and I ain't no pushover, man. I'm here to work. I wanna go in there and prove a point, not just to myself, but to the world, not just San Antonio, to the world. You know, I'm here to stay for a long time.
Okay, I appreciate the time. You know, watch you do your workouts and all. We'll definitely be in the house, but good luck in your fight, and thanks again.
I appreciate you.
No other sight in the game could see the boxing voice.